Africa is a continent shrouded in mystery where untold stories of ancient realms and legendary cities still linger in the shadows of time. Among these forgotten places are civilizations that rose to prominence, only to vanish without a trace, leaving behind only whispers in the wind. Could these cities, lost to history, still hold secrets waiting to be uncovered? Or are they mere myths crafted by generations past to explain the unexplainable? From vast empires to mystical realms, Africa is home to some of the most intriguing and elusive legends in the world. But what if these myths were more than just stories? What if they hold the key to understanding the true extent of Africa's ancient power and influence? The truth behind these ancient cities, long thought to be lost forever, remains a subject of fascination and debate. Kumbi Saleh, the fabled capital of the Ghana Empire, protected by jinn and spirits. The mystical Gold City of Shambala, ruled by enlightened kings, bathed in light. And the Great Enclosure of Zimbabwe, home to ancestral spirits and forgotten dynasties. Each one a tantalizing mystery that beckons to be solved. Are these places real or simply figments of imagination? Did they once exist in a time long forgotten? Or are they products of divine myths passed down through generations? As we journey through these hidden kingdoms of Africa, we'll uncover the facts, the fables, and the fragments of truth that lie buried beneath centuries of history. Many of Africa's greatest secrets remain concealed, hidden not just by time but by the very fabric of myth itself. These realms lost in the sands of time may be more than just stories. They may be the lost pieces of a civilization that shaped the world as we know it today. The question remains, what truths lie within these myths? And can we unlock the secrets of Africa's hidden kingdoms? Kumbisale, once the capital of the Ghana Empire, remains one of Africa's most enigmatic and legendary cities. Located in what is now modern-day Mauritania, it was the heart of a great empire that flourished between the 6th and 13th centuries. Kumbisale was the center of a kingdom whose influence stretched across vast territories, controlling crucial trade routes and amassing wealth, primarily through gold. The city was said to have been a bustling metropolis with grand architecture, large markets, and a sophisticated social structure. However, much about Kumbisale remains shrouded in mystery, especially considering that the ruins of the city are far less visible than one might expect for such a prosperous empire. The details of Kumbisale's splendor come mainly from the accounts of foreign travelers, most notably Al-Bakri, an 11th century Andalusian geographer. His writings describe the city as having two distinct sections, one for the royal court and the other for commoners and traders. In Al-Bakri's description, Kumbisale was a city of wealth and power, where vast markets showcased gold, ivory, and slaves, and the streets were filled with people from across Africa and beyond. Yet, despite these vivid accounts, no one truly knows where Kumbisale's ruins lie. Archaeologists have yet to locate a site that can definitively be identified as the city of Kumbisale, making it one of Africa's greatest archaeological mysteries. Some speculate that the city's ruins are hidden beneath the shifting sands of the desert, while others believe they may be buried by centuries of erosion and neglect. In addition to the mysteries surrounding its location, there are deep-rooted legends about the city's mystical protection. According to oral traditions, Kumbisale was protected by powerful spirits and jinn, supernatural beings from Islamic and African folklore. These spirits were said to guard the city from outsiders, ensuring that its secrets remained hidden. The Ghana Empire, with its formidable military power, was already a force to be reckoned with. But these supernatural guardians were said to have been the final line of defense. The idea that a city could be protected by jinn and spirits ties into a larger tradition in African and Islamic thought, where divine forces often intervene in the physical realm to shield sacred spaces from destruction. The belief in these mystical protectors was not unique to Kumbi Saleh. Many African kingdoms and cities had similar myths surrounding the protection of their capitals, often blending religious beliefs with political and military strength. The idea of jinn and spirits acting as protectors may have served to reinforce the sacredness of Kumbisale, elevating it beyond a mere political center to a divine realm where the powers of the spirit world played a crucial role in its governance and defense. Today, the ruins of Kumbisale remain elusive, and archaeological efforts have only uncovered fragments of what might once have been a thriving city. Some researchers believe that Kumbisale's remains are located in the area of the modern-day site of Enclosure, but definitive proof has yet to be found. Excavations have yielded some artifacts, but nothing that clearly identifies the site as the legendary city. This lack of concrete evidence has only added to the intrigue surrounding Kumbisale. Some archaeologists propose that the city was abandoned or destroyed by forces within the empire itself, possibly due to political instability or outside invasions, while others suggest that the collapse of the Ghana Empire contributed to the city's disappearance. There are even theories that the city's fall was tied to a curse, as if the jinn and spirits that once protected it had been released or had abandoned it in the face of internal turmoil. What makes Kumbisale's story particularly compelling is its deep connection to African spiritual beliefs. The city's legendary protection by jinn reflects a broader cultural belief in the power of the unseen world, a belief that spirits, ancestors, and divine forces govern the fate of human endeavors. This connection between the material and spiritual worlds is a recurring theme in African societies, where rulers were often seen as having divine sanction and where kingdoms were thought to be under the protection of ancestral spirits. In this sense, the legends surrounding Kumbisale are more than just stories. They reflect the deep intertwining of faith, power, and identity that characterized the Ghana Empire. As much as Kumbisale remains a symbol of lost wealth and grandeur, it is also a symbol of Africa's deep spiritual and cultural heritage. The city was not just a political and economic center. It was also a place where the boundaries between the physical and the spiritual were often blurred. The jinn and spirits that were believed to protect it were more than mere folklore. They represented the divine forces that upheld the order of the empire, ensuring its prosperity and guarding it against invaders. The mystical aura of Kumbisale serves as a reminder of the powerful belief systems that existed in ancient Africa, systems that continue to influence African societies today. In the end, Kumbisale's true nature remains elusive. Was it the grand city described by Al-Bakri, a beacon of wealth and power, or was it a place where the divine and the earthly intersected in ways that the modern world cannot fully comprehend? The mystery of Kumbisale is far from being solved, but its legends continue to captivate those who seek to understand the lost civilizations of Africa. As we look to the future, the search for Kumbisale, both as an archaeological site and as a cultural symbol, remains an essential part of uncovering the secrets of Africa's past. Whether through the discovery of its ruins or through the continued exploration of its myths, Kumbisale will always hold a place in the rich tapestry of African history and spiritual belief. Shambala, the legendary city of light, has long captured the imagination of those who hear its tale. According to Congo legends, Shambala is a mystical realm, a glowing city ruled by enlightened kings who possess knowledge far beyond the ordinary. This city is not just a physical place. It is a symbol of purity, wisdom, and divine enlightenment, bathed in an eternal glow that comes from within. The city is said to be hidden, existing somewhere on the fringes of the known world, and yet it remains ever present in the cultural memory of the Congo people. The allure of Shambala lies not only in its dazzling description, but also in the spiritual significance that it holds, a realm where the enlightened reign and the mysteries of the universe are revealed to those who are worthy. The myth of Shambala has fascinated countless generations, and it is not confined to the Congo alone. The idea of a glowing city, a place of untold wealth and wisdom, is a theme that resonates in various cultures around the world. The concept of a gold city, a city rich in material wealth but also in spiritual significance, is a common thread in many mythologies. From the fabled El Dorado in South America to the legendary city of Ophir in the Bible, the idea of a city abundant in gold has sparked imaginations for centuries. Gold, as a symbol of divine favor and wealth, is a key element in these stories. It is often seen as the currency of the gods, a precious metal that signifies both earthly prosperity and spiritual enlightenment. But what makes Shambala's myth particularly compelling is the way it combines both material and spiritual riches. The city is said to be a beacon of light, not only in the physical sense, but also in terms of knowledge and enlightenment. The rulers of Shambala are often depicted as kings and sages who have transcended ordinary human limitations, possessing wisdom that connects them to the divine. The idea that a city could hold both vast wealth and the keys to cosmic understanding elevates Shambala beyond a simple treasure hunt. It is, in essence, a quest for both material and spiritual fulfillment. Throughout history, many have sought the elusive city of Shambala. Explorers, scholars, and treasure hunters have scoured Africa and the world, attempting to uncover its hidden location. Some believe it lies somewhere in the vast jungles of Central Africa, while others insist it is hidden in the mountains or deep within the heart of the Congo Basin. Early European explorers and missionaries who ventured into the Congo region were drawn to the stories of this mystical city, and many of them were eager to find it, believing that it held the key to both wealth and divine enlightenment. The allure of Shambala was so strong that it fueled much of the early colonial exploration of Africa, with European powers hoping to claim the city's treasures for themselves. However, despite centuries of exploration and the publication of countless theories about its whereabouts, Shambala has never been found. This has only deepened the mystery surrounding the city, leaving behind a trail of conflicting stories and beliefs. Some claim that Shambala is not a physical place at all, but a spiritual realm that can only be reached through enlightenment or mystical practices. Others believe that the city was hidden by its rulers to protect its secrets from the outside world. Some even suggest that Shambala exists only in the collective memory of the Congo people, a symbol of their ancient wisdom and divine connection to the cosmos. What is particularly fascinating about the myth of Shambala is how it parallels other legendary cities found in different parts of the world. The idea of a lost city of gold is not unique to Africa. It appears in mythologies across Asia, the Americas, and even Europe. For example, the myth of El Dorado, the fabled golden city of South America, shares striking similarities with Shambala's story. Like Shambala, El Dorado was believed to be hidden in a remote and inaccessible region, and it was said to be a place of unimaginable wealth. The search for El Dorado fueled many expeditions into the South American jungle, much like the quests for Shambala spurred explorers into the heart of Africa. Similarly, the myth of the city of Atlantis, first recorded by the ancient Greek philosopher Plato, has parallels with Shambala. Atlantis was described as a powerful and advanced civilization that sank into the ocean, leaving behind only myth and mystery. While Atlantis was a city of science and technology, much like Shambala, it represented a civilization that had attained a higher level of knowledge and wisdom. In both cases, the city was lost, but its story endured, captivating the imaginations of those who believed in its existence. Another fascinating parallel can be found in the stories of the Himalayan region, particularly in the legends of the Shambhala, a different spelling city that appears in Tibetan Buddhism. Like the Congo's Shambhala, the Himalayan Shambhala is depicted as a place of spiritual enlightenment and transcendence. According to some Tibetan traditions, Shambhala is a hidden land where the perfect rulers reside, and it is said that one day the world will experience a golden age brought about by the return of these enlightened rulers. This concept of Shambhala, though geographically distant from the Congo, echoes the same themes of spiritual awakening and divine wisdom that permeate the Congo myth. The search for Shambhala continues to be a tantalizing quest for many. Whether one believes it is a physical place or a symbolic representation of enlightenment, its allure endures. The city represents the intersection of earthly desires and spiritual aspirations, a place where material wealth and divine knowledge coexist in harmony. As we explore these myths and the cultures that birthed them, we are reminded of the deep universal human desire to uncover lost civilizations, whether they are places of gold, wisdom, or both. While Shambhala may remain hidden for now, its story lives on, inspiring adventurers, scholars, and seekers of all kinds to continue the search for the glowing city of light. The Great Zimbabwe is one of Africa's most iconic archaeological sites, a monumental testament to the ingenuity and craftsmanship of an ancient civilization. Located in the heart of modern-day Zimbabwe, the Great Zimbabwe ruins stand as a symbol of power, mystery, and cultural legacy. Built between the 11th and 15th centuries, the city was the capital of the Kingdom of Zimbabwe, which was part of a vast network of trade that connected East Africa with the Indian Ocean world. The city's most notable feature is the Great Enclosure, a massive stone structure that was likely used as a royal palace or ceremonial center. The intricacy and scale of the construction have baffled archaeologists and historians alike, raising questions about the advanced engineering and construction techniques employed by its builders. The sheer size and complexity of the Great Enclosure suggest a highly sophisticated society, one that had the ability to shape large stones with incredible precision and create structures that have stood the test of time. Yet, despite its historical significance, the true purpose of the Great Zimbabwe remains shrouded in mystery. Some scholars believe that the Great Enclosure served as the royal residence of the kingdom's rulers, while others suggest it had a more ceremonial or religious function. The walls, built from massive granite stones without mortar, are thought to have had spiritual significance, representing a connection to the ancestral spirits who were believed to guide the kingdom's rulers. The city of Great Zimbabwe, with its sophisticated stone architecture, is often regarded as one of the most remarkable achievements in sub-Saharan Africa, rivaling the great civilizations of the Mediterranean and the Near East. However, the lack of written records from the time leaves much of the city's true purpose open to interpretation, and the silence surrounding its builders only adds to the mystery. At the heart of the myths surrounding Great Zimbabwe is the belief in ancestral spirits, and the idea that the rulers of the kingdom communicated with the divine. According to traditional African beliefs, the spirits of ancestors play a crucial role in the governance of the living, offering guidance, protection, and blessings. The Great Zimbabwe is often described as a place where these spiritual forces were revered and consulted, with the rulers believed to be intermediaries between the living and the spiritual world. The very structure of the city, with its towering stone walls and intricate design, is thought to symbolize a connection to the ancestral realm. In many African cultures, ancestral spirits are believed to reside in the natural world, and the monumental stone constructions of Great Zimbabwe are seen as earthly representations of this divine presence. The idea that the city's rulers were in direct communication with the spirits provides a spiritual framework for understanding the city's grandeur, offering a lens through which to view its place in African history. Archaeological excavations have provided valuable insights into the past of Great Zimbabwe, although much of its history remains speculative. Early European explorers and colonists who encountered the ruins in the 19th century were quick to dismiss the idea that African civilizations could have constructed such impressive structures. This Eurocentric viewpoint led to widespread claims that the ruins were the work of ancient Semitic or Arab civilizations, and for years, the true builders of Great Zimbabwe were shrouded in mystery. It wasn't until the early 20th century that archaeologists began to accept that the ruins were indeed built by the ancestors of the modern Shona people. Excavations have uncovered a wealth of artifacts, including pottery, beads, and tools, which provide a glimpse into the daily life and culture of the people who lived there. These artifacts suggest a society that was not only skilled in metallurgy and trade, but also had a complex social and religious structure. Perhaps the most significant archaeological discovery in relation to Great Zimbabwe has been the evidence of long-distance trade. Archaeologists have found that the people of Great Zimbabwe were part of a network that traded gold, ivory, and other valuable goods with merchants from the coastal Swahili city-states, as well as with traders from Persia, India, and China. This trade brought wealth and influence to the kingdom, allowing the rulers to build the elaborate stone structures that continue to awe visitors today. The evidence of trade also supports the idea that Great Zimbabwe was a cosmopolitan center where different cultures and belief systems converged. Despite this wealth and influence, however, the decline of Great Zimbabwe remains a subject of debate. Some historians suggest that the city's fall was due to a combination of environmental factors, including soil depletion and drought, while others point to internal political struggles or external invasions as causes for the kingdom's collapse. The mystery of Great Zimbabwe is compounded by the conflicting stories and myths surrounding its construction. Over the years, a number of theories have been proposed to explain the origins of the city, many of which are steeped in myth. Some claim that the Great Enclosure was built by an ancient civilization of giants, while others suggest that it was constructed by an advanced group of travelers from the ancient Near East or even from beyond Africa. These theories often arose from the colonial mindset that sought to deny the agency of African civilizations, portraying them as incapable of such monumental achievements. However, these myths have been debunked by modern archaeology, which shows that the builders of Great Zimbabwe were the ancestors of the Shona people who had the knowledge and skills to create the city's complex structures. Despite the archaeological evidence that supports the African origins of Great Zimbabwe, the myths surrounding the city persist. Some still argue that the city's true purpose and the identity of its rulers remain elusive, and that much of the knowledge about the kingdom has been lost to time. The conflict between myth and reality underscores the challenge of interpreting ancient African civilizations, where oral traditions and spiritual beliefs often intertwine with historical facts. In the case of Great Zimbabwe, the myths surrounding its construction and purpose reflect the deep cultural and spiritual significance that the site holds for the people of Zimbabwe and the broader African continent. Ultimately, the story of Great Zimbabwe is one of both myth and reality, a blend of historical fact and cultural memory. While archaeological discoveries have shed light on the kingdom's wealth, trade, and social structure, the deeper meanings of the site, its connection to ancestral spirits, its role in the spiritual life of the Shona people, and its place in African cosmology, remain a vital part of the city's legacy. The Great Zimbabwe is not just a physical ruin, it is a symbol of a lost civilization whose influence continues to be felt today. Its walls stand as a testament to the ingenuity, spirituality, and resilience of the African people, offering a glimpse into a past that is both mysterious and profoundly meaningful. The hidden kingdoms of Africa, Kumbi Saleh, the Gold City of Shambala, and Zimbabwe's Great Enclosure remain among the most compelling and mysterious tales of ancient civilizations. These legendary cities, with their rich myths and powerful connections to the divine, reveal a world that was far more intricate and spiritually profound than many realize. Kumbi Saleh, protected by jinn and spirits, evokes the idea of a city guarded by mystical forces, its true history obscured by both time and myth. The Gold City of Shambala, radiant and glowing, continues to captivate imaginations with its promise of enlightenment and untold wealth. Meanwhile, the Great Zimbabwe stands as a silent testament to a lost dynasty, its stone structures and ancestral connections still echoing in the hearts of those who seek to understand its true significance. These cities are more than just remnants of the past. They are symbols of a time when the intersection of wealth, power, and spirituality shaped the world in ways that we are only beginning to comprehend. The myths surrounding these kingdoms do more than just pique curiosity. They offer a window into the spiritual and cultural fabric of ancient Africa. These stories have endured for centuries, passed down through generations, and they continue to shape the way we view African history and its ancient civilizations. They remind us that the history of Africa is not just about colonization or the transatlantic slave trade, but also about powerful, complex kingdoms that once thrived in full glory. These kingdoms, lost in time, were not just great centers of wealth and power. They were also places where divine forces were believed to play an active role in the lives of their rulers and people. The legends of Kumbi Saleh's mystical protection, Shambala's enlightened kings, and the ancestral spirits of Great Zimbabwe reveal a deep cultural and spiritual connection that defined African civilizations for centuries. However, the legacy of these lost kingdoms goes beyond their myths. These civilizations represent a fundamental part of Africa's rich history, and their stories continue to inspire those who study ancient cultures. Despite the passage of time, the allure of these lost cities persists, urging scholars, archaeologists, and historians to dig deeper into their past. The mysteries surrounding these places challenge us to question what we know about the ancient world and to reevaluate the history we have been taught. They remind us that the quest for knowledge and the exploration of our past are far from over. Even as we uncover more about the physical remnants of these cities, there is still so much to learn from their spiritual significance and the cultural narratives that shaped them. As we reflect on the legacies of Kumbi Saleh, Shambala, and the Great Zimbabwe, we are reminded that the stories of these lost civilizations continue to be a source of inspiration and intrigue. The myths surrounding these places have not only shaped the historical imagination of Africa, but have also contributed to the global narrative about ancient civilizations. They serve as a reminder that even in the face of mystery and uncertainty, the legacy of lost civilizations endures, influencing how we understand the past and how we view our present. The fascinating blend of myth, history, and spirituality in these stories continues to resonate with people around the world, offering a deeper appreciation for the richness of African heritage. Now, as you've explored these extraordinary lost kingdoms, I invite you to join the conversation. What do you think? Are these ancient cities based on truths, or are they simply captivating myths passed down through the ages? Share your theories in the comments below, and don't forget to like this video if you found these stories as intriguing as I did. If you want to learn more about the lost civilizations of the world, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. Together, we can continue to uncover the hidden histories of our world and explore the ancient mysteries that still captivate us today.